Mic check 1 2 1 2. Mic check 1 2 1 2. What's good? It's your boy, the Blackest of Mics, aka DaBlackMic, and this is DaBlackMic TV. If you are new to this channel, please stay tuned. I'm gonna give you a reason that you want to subscribe to. So in this video, we're gonna be talking about none other than compressions, compressors, compressions. Either way, you know what it is. We're gonna be talking about compressors, and this is one of a couple videos of me breaking down the different parts of a vocal chain. And right now we landed this on compressors. So make sure you check out those other videos on the different parts of the signal chain right up here. I'm gonna leave a link to the playlist right up here. But yeah, today we're talking about compressors.
Fire!
So I know you're asking yourself, what are compressors? I mean, you may already know what a compressor is, but let me give you the textbook definition of what a compressor is. So the textbook definition of a compressor is the process that reduces the dynamic range of an audio signal. Dynamic range is the difference between the loudest and the quietest point of an audio signal. And as engineers, we use compressors in order to polish a track by being able to control that dynamic range, that signal level, right? A lot of singers tend to really hit high notes, and in order for them to hit high notes, they have to sing louder, right? And rather than blowing your speakers, busting your eardrums, compressors allow the signal to be controlled. So if they go too loud, brings them back down. So to you, you understand what you need to hear, which is the frequency of melodic information, but you don't have to hear as potent as reality would allow you to hear, which is a super loud audio signal. So on the track, they're hitting it just right. So whereas, you know, we have an enjoyable listening experience. So I'm going to show you how we actually do this using compressors. But before we get there, let me give you some examples of the different types of compressors you may or may not know that you're using. And there are four major types of compressors. The first major type of compressor is a VCA compressor. Now in this compressors, you may have seen some of them like the API 2500 and the SSL G compressor. A VCA compressor, or voltage controlled amplifier compressors, are some of the most common ones on the market, right? We tend to use those or use the emulated versions of those. They use a control signal to dictate whether or not gain reduction is used on an audio signal. All right, next we have optical compressors. For example, are like the LA2A, or one of my favorite, the TechTube CL1B. Now, optical compressors rely on a light-dependent resistor or light source to show you how the compression is applied. The brighter the light, the more compression. The dimmer the light, the less compression. Seems easy enough. It is super easy, because again, the way I do things is about feel. And you know, a little visual representation never hurt anybody. VU meters apply, but that light is a really good indication, like, you might want to back down, or this is what you need, whatever the case may be. I tend to like these. I like the way that optical compressors sound. But there's a tool for every single instance, and that brings us to our next type of compressor. FET compressors, field effect transistor compressors, and they make use of transit circuits. A popular FET compressor is the 1176. Now these type of compressors respond to any type of signal you run through them with a punchy, colorful, and bright type of response. It's usually for like aggressive sort of sounds, like, you know, drums, percussions, electric guitars, and some real aggressive type vocals. Last but not least, we have tube compressors, and they use physical tubes to control the dynamics. They provide the most color, smooth, and one of the most subtle sounding compressors out there. Examples of tube compressors would be the retro STA level and the Manley variable MU, one of my favorite for mastering. And regardless of whatever type of compressor you decide to use, generally they will have a few if not all of these different parameters, which would be either be attack, release, ratio, threshold, and gain, whether it be input or output gain, or aka makeup gain. Okay, so in this example, I loaded up the Neutron 3 compressor. One of the reasons why I like the Neutron 3 is because it's not only a pretty good and transparent compressor, but it's also very educational. So if you hover over any particular point, it lets you know what these parts actually do. So here we're on the attack, and the attack determines how quickly processing is applied when a signal reaches the threshold. The threshold determines the signal level at which compression begins. The release determines how quickly processing is stopped once a signal falls below the threshold. The ratio affects how much gain reduction is applied above the threshold. Makeup adjusts band gain after dynamics processing. By dynamics processing just simply means the compression, right? And this is your level here, and this is the mix for parallel compression. So the mix blends the process signal with the original unprocessed signal. And, you know, we got bypass, which disables global bypass. That just stops all of the signal processing. And this will be the adjustment gain into Neutron, and this is the output gain. I don't use this or this. I don't use much of these, but they're here for you to use, and it makes it a wonderful tool to be used. They have tons of presets, but what's the point of using a preset if you don't know what the presets actually do? And one size does not fit all when it comes to compression. So by me teaching you what these different parameters are and how to use these different parameters pretty much gives you the necessary education to dial it in to your specific needs, right? Instead of just throwing a preset on that doesn't really help you. It may sound louder, may sound different, but is it what you really want? Is it what you need? All right, so in this example, I'm going to be processing a beat that I made. So before I do get started, what I do want to do is set a ratio. I'm usually start my ratios at 4:1. And this is just an extreme example here. And this is horrible. We don't want that. We want it to be light enough. And just so you know the difference, no compression. It's more felt than it is, you know, so much heard. So I'm gonna lower the attack. We'll make it a faster attack. Make it a longer release. Exaggerate it. Slow release. Fast release. No. And now it sounded a bit crushed, so let me ease up on the threshold. And personally, I'm not mad at the level of compression that's happening here. It still allows it to still sound punchy, but raises up the other transients where it sounds, it still pumps, right? And it just sounds fuller than what it was prior to. So let's go to that again. No compression. Compression. And again, I'm just keeping it light because I could get really aggressive and it can sound horrible. So one more time, let's just make it sound horrible so we get it. So when people say over compress, that's over compress. It's not distorted. Well, damn near. And it's over compressed. It just sounds horrible. All right, so that about wraps up this video. I appreciate y'all for sticking around this far. Make sure you hit me with that like and subscribe if you have not already. And let me know in the comments if you use compressors, how you use compressors, or if you even knew what a compressor was prior to this video. So for more videos letting you know how to finalize and make your amazing signal chain, make sure you check out the playlist up above. And if you are looking for templates for your DAW, whether it be FL Studio, Pro Tools, Ableton, or Logic Pro X, make sure you hit my website, and that is www.DaBlackMic.com to get your templates. Now, these are simple vocal templates using all of the plugins that come with your DAW. You don't have to have any additional plugins, no third-party plugins. You are good to go with this. So check out those templates on my website. And if you don't even like mixing or mastering, guess what? Buy a sticker. Why buy a sticker? Because if you do buy a sticker, it wins you an opportunity to be able to get your song mixed and mastered by me, Grammy Award winning audio engineer and producer. And I'll mix your song for free if you get the reflective sticker, or one of these DaBlackMic logo stickers. But if you get this bad boy, and that is the reflective sticker, if you win this one, this is like the golden ticket. So if you get this one, oh man, I will mix and master one song for free. But you have to get one of these stickers. You have to buy a sticker. That's how you get a part of it. You have to get a sticker, right? But this one is your golden ticket to get that song mixed and mastered by me. But you can only get that in one spot, and that is www.DaBlackMic.com. So make sure you check that out, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace.
Fire!